I have been asked this question. It is the experience of many, including me in my earlier days, that we can't stick to our yogic practices. But why so? We all know the various benefits that the practices of yoga brings to us, right? Then why such apparently self-defeating behavior? Because it is not our time to go towards yoga. The purpose of yoga is much beyond the limited utility to which we wish to confine it. Yoga means union. At the highest level, it is union with God, the all pervading supreme consciousness. Even at levels where we do not recognize God, yoga will lead to an union of our body, mind, and soul, thereby uplifting us to a much higher state of living than we are usually in. But our wish from yoga, or as such the yogic practices, is to achieve certain physical and mental benefits only. A healthy and fit body, a more composed mind, attaining some level of improved focus at our work, that's all. But we cannot keep up our yogic practices even to reach that. Why? Why so? Because with the practices to reach even that level, you will not be able to do a lot of things you are presently doing. And deep within, you are not ready to give them up. You will not be able to eat junk food, watch junk movies, listen to junk music, and all these mindless news and debates that happen in TV. Mind it, all this will happen naturally once you are consistent in following the yogic practices. Your entire life and lifestyle will change. But you really don't want that. All you want is to keep on doing all that you are doing while achieving sound health and focused mind through yoga. But that is not possible. You fail to realize your very actions prevent you from attaining the sound health and focused mind. You cannot escape an upset stomach if you are eating junk food, and nor can you keep your mind focused if you had been watching the chaotic news channels and the debates that happen in the TV. What yoga does is to help us renunciate these actions, these self-harming actions, naturally. But we don't want that. Why so? Because our bhoga is not complete. We desire enjoyment through our interactions with the material world. This enjoyment is usually perceived as bhoga or bhog, though in a higher sense, this bhoga is attaining the consequences of our actions, which may be both pleasurable or suffering. The desire for bhoga of the pleasurable things this world has to offer us drives our present action and present lifestyle. Whereas the practice of yoga will naturally make us renunciate these actions. But since your desire for bhoga is not yet satiated, you will stop continuing the yogic practices after some time. Unless there is a fulfillment of this bhoga, at least to some extent, one faces a lot of difficulty, a lot of inner resistance to move towards the path of yoga. Desire is the driver of our actions. And as long as we desire enjoyment from the material world, we are working on the principle of bhoga. But as bhoga actually works, it also gives us the sufferings which we need to take. Unless we shift our desire to higher dimensions of enjoyment through union of body, mind, and soul, or receiving the eternal bliss of being in union with God, we will be unable to move towards yoga and establish a regular routine of yogic practices. But when will this shift in our desire come? Only when we realize the unworthiness of the pursuit of bhoga. which keeps us oscillating between pleasure and suffering, and realize the worthiness of what yoga has to offer. Till then, maybe continue with your on and off relationship with yoga. But all I can say, no one who has been committed to yoga has ever regretted being in the path. They have rejoiced in the higher dimensions of enjoyment, which leave a deep impression in their souls, raising their life to an experience of everlasting joy.